This is Trust the Profits 10-minute rundown. Here's your hosts, El Hombre and the Formula.
Hello everyone, welcome to Trust the Profits. This is our channel on YouTube, our little oasis here to talk about horse racing. How's it going, El Hombre?
It's going good, man. Still recovering from a weekend in Keeneland, which was everything you'd expect it to be. A great time. Lots of beers were drank, lots of celebrities were hung out with, and a lot of I'm gonna not say a lot of money was won. It was a lot of give and take. I think it went pretty well, though. I had a great time. Didn't get killed betting wise. Probably in the neighborhood of broke even. I'll tell you what I did get killed with was on the $9 Keeneland lagers, because I probably had about 10 to 15 of those each day. So
yes,
that hurt my bank account way more than any betting did.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's where they get you, is with the drinks for sure. So I am the Formula. We are here to talk about the last week of prep races going into the Kentucky Derby. We've got Arkansas Derby coming up. We got the Lexington. We're also going to look back on the last three that we had at Santa Anita. We had the Bluegrass at Keeneland, and we had Wood Memorial at Aqueduct. But before we do that, I just want to let the listeners know that the views of El Hombre are not the views of all the Trust the Profits. They only represent that of El Hombre. Here at Trust the Profits, we are open to promoting all sorts of brands of bourbon and rye. This could be your bourbon or rye right here. You just have to contact us, let us know. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, somewhere around here. Subscribe to our channel. I mean, we've got wafts of cedar and mixed nuts.
Yeah,
yes.
It's a legit bourbon, I'm
It's
sure.
a legit bourbon,
Gross.
yes.
Who even has that in their house?
Earthy aromas of leather and tobacco that bring back memories of Granddad's old chair. The taste of licorice and toasted pecans. Hints of dates. Lovely finish that leaves you feeling like you're on cloud nine. That's what I'm talking about right there. This could be your bourbon right here. Just a reminder.
I looked like a very professional marketing piece, marketing campaign. Nice work.
Yeah, we're open to talk. Just got to call us.
Let me break through real quick. I won't take everybody's time up, but I went to clearly a bourbon snob joint, which most of them are in Lexington, on Thursday night before any of the races were held. Told the lady I hated it, everything I had up to that point, but I'm open-minded. She starts recommending all the familiar names, Blanton's, and everything that everybody has recommended.
Blanton's, Weller's, Buffalo Trace.
All those were there.
Roses.
As much money as you wanted to spend. And I said, what do you recommend for somebody who doesn't like bourbon? Any bourbon that I've had before. Now, granted, I haven't had any of the high-end stuff. So she recommends an old-fashioned.
Delicious. I love an old-fashioned.
So you're going to dump, I think it's just sugar, some kind of simple sugar, whatever that stuff, mixed in there. Pretty straightforward. I'm not going to drink the cherry. I'm not going to drink the fire water without ice. So yeah, this girl spent an hour with this thing, with getting all this stuff ready. I was pretty impressed with the process. Brings it over. Terrible. I took a sip of it. It still tasted like
delicious. Absolute
fire water. This was a Blanton's too. I'm sorry. It's horrible. Guys, and then just as an insult, could you please dump some Diet Coke over the top of that thing, just to see the look on her face? I didn't actually do that.
Wow, you really
wanted
went
to see the look. No, I did it. I didn't actually. And then she was like, I said, I get it. I'm not going to do that to you. I'll drink it, which I did. I drank the whole thing. But it never got any better. I got numb to it. Choked the whole thing down. Not good. Don't recommend it to anybody. Everybody who pretends to like it's lying. It's fine. Go ahead. Let's talk about the races, though. It's a great.
Let's talk about the races. Let's get into it.
Great big weekend. So.
Let me ask the question that I ask at the top of every one of these leading up to the Kentucky Derby. Did we see the Derby winner this weekend? 3 races, 3 opportunities to see the Derby winner.
Yes.
You're saying yes.
I saw it right in front of me, about 10 feet away from me.
And who is it?
It's Essential Quality, which has been my answer since the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. last year. It's essential quality, but I will say that was a lot closer of a race than I think anybody expected, and that's going to shake up. What do we have in the background? Is that? Yes,
we've got
mating.
We've got
Mating.
Canada's best back there, the Canadian geese, out on my pond.
If you've got any kids in the room, get them out because this is mating season.
This is
I don't
just a
even think it
travesty.
is, but
Yeah.
it's fun.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah, I believe that essential quality still at this point. The
And who
winner
can
of the
blame
Breeders'
you?
Cup champion, the juvenile champion, is,
Hasn't lost a race.
and that was a big challenge there. And we'll get into that in a minute because I think that's going to shake up our top 5, top 10. The horse that gave him that big run, if you didn't see it.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. And, I'll fall on my sword here. I think I played down Highly Motivated, saying that, we've probably seen what he's capable of, and it wasn't top 5 material, not even, maybe barely top 10 materials. I think what I thought at the time. Highly Motivated brought it, set the pace, nearly held off
Dude, scary
essential
fast.
quality. And I will say this, even though on the last recording, I didn't think too much of Highly Motivated. As soon as I ran everything through the formula, essential quality was at the top, but Highly Motivated was right there. Highly Motivated was so close.
True.
And I thought, you know what, in our contest, I will play Highly Motivated. So I was right there rooting
It was
him
a
on.
clear second choice statistically, but
Clearly.
again,
close.
because we did not have the post positions drawn when we recorded last week.
Yeah.
We didn't have the facts in front of us, but yeah, I mean, according to the formula's numbers, Highly Motivated was closer than I think the eyeball test would have led us to believe.
Right.
But
Exactly. When we do these recordings, we haven't run anything through the formula yet, so we are just talking about what we've seen. So
just like the
throwing that
Arkansas
out there.
Derby, we'll preview a little bit in a bit here, but there just isn't any way of doing that on a Monday. So
Right.
oh,
Right. So regardless of my bet,
I guess
though,
we'll start with the Keeneland, the Bluegrass Stakes. If we're gonna touch on all three of them a little bit and how they affected our top 25.
yeah. So I think we got through the Bluegrass. Did you want to say anything else about it?
Is there any? I guess the question is there anybody else outside of essential quality and Highly Motivated that you see as a threat?
I mean, Rombauer.
Those
Rombauer looked good, better than I expected, and makes a dent in the top 10. But I mean, at this point, let's just talk about the top 5. That's that's what I'm thinking right now. Like who you would think you would bet on win, place, show at the Kentucky
Rombauer
Derby.
is who we thought he was. He was strong, top of the food chain in that race. But those two that was a classic match race. That was a 2-horse race from the word go.
It was.
I think
barely even knew Rombauer was there.
Nobody did. Highly
Right.
Motivated benefited from a race where there was a lack of a real true speed horse, I think.
That's true. Yeah.
And got out and got way out. Essential Quality was challenged for the first time, and he answered.
Mm-hmm.
But man, was it a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think it tells you more about Highly Motivated than Essential Quality. I think Essential Quality is still the horse we thought he was, but Highly Motivated to challenge Essential Quality to the point that he did is more of a horse than both you or I thought at that point.
Let's look at what happened at Aqueduct.
Aqueduct, we
this
had the
changed everybody's life.
The Wood Memorial. This is the one that we said was up in the air. I mean, we rattled off about 5 or 6 names of horses. We had Risk Taking, Brooklyn Strong, Wayburn. Even forgot about Prevalence. Prevalence was in that race.
A lot of people had Prevalence high.
Right.
I think I had the
Prevalence
horse
high.
around 10th or 12th in my top 25 last week, to be honest with you. I didn't know what he was, but sometimes not knowing is better than knowing because...
Yeah, exactly. And Prevalence had run a claiming race, I think about a month previous, that everybody was jazzed about, that I didn't particularly think was that great. I think he maybe won by a length over a number of horses that were more or less inconsequential, but everybody lost their minds over it. Yeah. And I think because he didn't... Yeah, true story. And because he hadn't lost, I think I had him ranked higher than I really wanted to rank him in my top 25. And he did gain some love from the formulas that we had. But in the end, who won?
I can't even.
Bourbonic.
And that freaking thing has bourbon in the name, so even if I liked it by some off chance, I wouldn't have bet it because I don't do anything with bourbon in it. But congrats to everybody involved with that horse, man, because I'm pretty sure that not too many people in North America had that thing pegged. Let's be honest with ourselves.
I mean, we brought up on our last recording that not Crowded Trade, but Bourbonic and Dynamic One were both Pletcher horses that we really hadn't seen a whole lot from. Bourbonic's previous race to that one, he came in second in a race at Parks. I crossed him off the list immediately.
Shout out to Parks.
Shout out to Parks. When you see that and you see a graded stakes race, Derby prep with the names that we listed off of horses that have all won different Aqueduct stakes races leading up to, I thought nothing of it. I thought more of Dynamic One than I did Bourbonic and Crowded Trade. So Dynamic One place, Crowded Trade showed. Risk-taking, Brooklyn Strong, Weyburn, Prevalence, not even factors. Like, just wipe them off altogether. So,
yeah, I'm pretty sure I dismissed you on the Pletcher horses too, just on the fact that in my mind they weren't worth talking about, which clearly I was wrong. I think everybody. I mean, congrats if you had that horse, because I can't imagine. Actually, we do have a shocker in our Tour de Force tournament. We'll get into that another time, but
spoiler.
Somebody had that horse. Only one, but somebody had him. Nobody involved with my camp, unfortunately.
And I'm still not even sure what to do with that horse in the top 25. I mean, he obviously made my top 25, but I mean,
in reality, I think there's only probably 25 or less horses even trying to make, plan on going there. Yeah. So this is Bourbonic, though. Welcome to the party. I mean, like you said, I still don't know what that is. I don't even know what that is. What happened?
I'm still not sure what to make of any of the New York horses for that.
I didn't watch anything besides Keeneland when I was at Keeneland, understandably. So I'm not going to go watch a monitor while I'm standing at the most beautiful track I've ever been to and standing around and just having a great freaking time. If you've never been there, by the way, I recommend it for anybody. I'm not going to sit there and watch, a monitor of Aqueduct where everybody's freezing with ice chips and whatever else. Dude, crazy results. The formula actually texted me in the middle of it. 73-1 horse, just won race 10 at Aqueduct, and I'm like, I threw the message away because, like I said, I'm at Keeneland. I didn't even read it because I'm like, what's race 10?
Yeah,
didn't even put it together that was, that was the big one. That was the big boy for the day. Dude, that's the Wood Memorial. A lot of Kentucky Derby champions have come out of the Wood Memorial over the years. Hey,
I don't think it's going to be this one, but this could end up being a soundbite later. So,
imagine, please. I hope so.
By all means. Then we finish up the day at Santa Anita. Santa Anita came in not as murky as the Wood, but without a horse like Life is Good, like I think we were expecting to see at Santa Anita before the injury. There wasn't a clear favorite, at least in my mind. We had Medina Spirit. How do you like my pronunciation?
Thank you. Good work.
Okay.
Thank you.
We had Dream Shake, Rock Your World, the Sadler trained 3-year-old. Rock Your World, the horse that we actually picked to Trust the Profits too. If you got our subscription, won with a pretty decent payout on that too. I think it was a 5-1 payout on Rock Your World. Won by 4 lengths. It was pretty impressive win, enough to I think shake up my top 5 because Rock Your World up to that point I believe was undefeated.
Big buyer figure too.
Yeah, big buyer figure as well. Exactly. I think put up maybe the second best one to Life is Good out of all the Derby contenders. 4 lengths finish, just really closed out toward the end. And that's beating out Medina Spirit, Dream Shake, the list of characters that were in that race. Pretty big race for Santa Anita too. It wasn't a huge race, but it also wasn't like the 6-horse races that Concert Tour has been a part of lately. So.
Yeah, I mean, Medina Spirit's been in our top 10 the whole time. Stays there because again, it was a respectable race. A horse has got a shot, needs the perfect trip. Like we've said, Baffert's probably second best horse at this point outside of Concert Tour.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know, dude. Just to complete clarity here, we have combined this down to one list at this point.
One list.
And up until this point, we've been separate Now we're trying to condense it down, and I did not want to have a separate list this week because I was out of town and did not really have time to put out a legit list. And there's only a couple things that I would probably tweak on this myself, and I think that I would go Essential Quality 1, Highly Motivated 2, and Concert Tour 3. I'd probably have Rock Your World in 4th, Known Agenda 5th. Other than that, I think
as close as it was.
6 through 10's right on point.
About
maybe a little less respect on Like the King and Soup and Sandwich, but once you get down past about 10, I don't think anybody's going to win that anyway. But again, we could be wrong. You just watched a couple way off the radar horses do it in the Wood Memorial. So
yeah, I mean, is there anyone from the top, from 10 to 20 that you would move up into the top 10? Is there anyone on there that, like a Crowded Trade, for example, or Rombauer? Anyone from that list? Let me ask this
Bourbon, Midnight Bourbon. Maybe Cattle Rivers had one bad race.
Who's that? Midnight what?
Ooh,
what's that I hear?
That's true. Maybe I shouldn't push it in, but
you reminded me of something.
At this point, I think the what is it? The Kentucky Derby futures bet.
Mm-hmm.
All other 3-year-olds probably would be a better bet than. I mean, Mandaloon's still there too, and that horse has been a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde. I don't know, but no, I think the winner of the race is Essential Quality. I've maintained that all year.
Yeah, and it makes sense. But then again, we thought the same thing about Tis the Law last year, so I'm constantly thinking, who's that other horse? Who's that authentic this year?
The horse that's been sitting there all year, just behind him, for me, is Concert Tour, and it's Baffert.
Right.
It's very similar situation to Authentic and Tis the Law last year.
I agree.
Frankly, I don't think anybody would be shocked if Concert Tour sets up. Although he's the only one he's got one more race left here.
He does.
This coming weekend, so we'll see.
So let's jump into that last race. Well, we got 2 races to talk about, but let's jump into that one because that's the one that really does matter.
Because of my awesome preparation this week, let me see how long it takes me to pull this.
Yeah, no problem.
Didn't take me long at all. There it is.
No. Let's flip up the other one.
Oh, we're gonna go.
That's the Lexington. Okay. We could talk about the Lexington.
Let's do the Lexington real quick. I think it's a less notable race, easily. Other than it's at Keeneland.
Yeah, so Lexington's at Keeneland. This is what we've got from Horse Racing Nation. 5 horses, probable and possible. You hope that there's going to be more because this doesn't look very good right off the top.
There doesn't seem to be any serious contenders in here.
No. So It's My House, Golden Gate Warrior, with 2 wins in 4 races, consistently running 80s on an Equibase speed factor. So not super impressive. Unbridled Honor was 4th at the Tampa Bay Derby. Not much to speak of. It is a Pletcher trained horse. Is that good enough for it to make a dent? Maybe enough for it to declare victory in this race. It is. And then who do we have after Unbridled? We got King Fury. Haven't seen this horse since November. So this is the horse that's been sitting around with Olympiad, Dr. Shivel, and Prisoner. Its most notable race. Came in 7th in the Breeders' Cup Juvie, behind Rombauer, Keep Me in Mind, Jackie's Warrior, Hot Rod Charlie, Essential Quality. So all the horses we've been talking about came in 7th to those horses. Mm-hmm. So most recent for this horse is what we can judge it on, right?
Crapshoot is what this looks like to me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm surprised. I'll be honest. I'm surprised there's not a couple of those middle tier horses that need the 20 points. And
yeah,
I think
it's not a 100-point race. It's a 20-point race. Yeah.
You might see... I don't know. I'm speculating.
Get a late entry?
Maybe.
Mandaloun? I don't know.
No.
Probably not. He's already in.
He's already in.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And Star in My Dreams is a horrible grammar horse because it looks like Star in My Dreams, but then you realize there's an RIN right in between there. Yeah. 5th at the Louisiana Derby. 9th in the Risen Star. Really not much to speak of there. And then the top horse they got listed here, Ultimate Badger, has run 8 races so far. It's a lot for a 3-year-old. 8 races. Its most notable one was its recent one, the Hutchison Stakes. Had a 2nd place finish. Its Equibase speed number was 95, I believe. You know, in terms of, this group of 5 horses, probably the most respectable sounding one there. I could see the Pletcher one pulling off an upset, but I don't know. There's not much here that you would call an upset anyway. So
So
There
to
you
close
have it.
out on the Lexington, which again looks a little less than impressive.
Looking
is
weak.
Irrelevant metric. Shout
Where we
out to potentially. Actually, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to shove it all in. The greatest television series of all time, Breaking Bad.
Okay.
All right.
Breaking
And
Bad.
you can say what you want about it. If you didn't like that thing, you suck as a human being. As a crystal meth dealing teacher, I get it. A lot of people probably didn't give it a chance because it's the subject matter is a little harsh. But anyway, I'm going to tie it back in. Ultimate Badger.
Ultimate Badger.
If you're a fan of the series Breaking Bad, you'll remember Jesse Pinkman had a couple of just absolute derelict buddies that he hung out with that were like meth heads and potheads and all that. One of them was Badger. I think it was Steve Badger. I could be way off with that. I don't remember.
Sure.
So shout out Badger. I'm sure the producer is going to help us out with a little reset on Badger to refresh your memories. But that's it for the Lexington. Again, shout out to Keeneland for a great time this weekend. Great beer, great scene, great racing. It was a great time. So I recommend it to anybody. What's next? What are we doing? The Arkansas Derby?
Arkansas Derby, Oaklawn Park, mile and an eighth on dirt, as you would expect. What's there to talk about here? Concert tour.
There's a
right?
lot.
There's only really one horse to talk about. It's Concert Tour. If Concert Tour finishes anything less than like 3 or 4 lengths ahead of the field, it'll be a question mark, I think, right? Because this is 6 horses that I'm pretty sure he's beaten all of them before. Right, you go through Caddo River.
Yeah,
he made Caddo River look pedestrian last time out.
Yeah,
right. They went about 7 furlongs before Caddo River's head started to spin like Glass Joe. Right, and he started knocking out other horses who could have possibly made it interesting, but none of them would have. Okay, the geese are really going back there.
Yeah, see, there's a male goose out there owning the room. Just
completely.
We don't want to put that
An
on
alpha.
camera. Nobody wants to watch that. Go ahead.
No one wants that. So Caddo River is like the next tier down, and even he just got destroyed by Concert Tour last time. Hosier, Hazier, however you want to say it, came in second, and he came in second last time to Concert Tour, but not even close. It could have been anyone at that point. Roman Centurion, I think we got him listed on here, but he pulled out of the Arkansas Derby because he ran in the last week's race. Superstock, get her number, Last Samurai. I just don't see anything else here. I mean, this is Concert Tours to win, and you're just talking about who's going to place or show after that.
This race is for all the people who have a bunch of money on Concert Tour future bets. Let's be honest. Caddo River future bets, because I'm pretty sure you could have nabbed him for about 50 to 1 in the last couple weeks, which isn't that bad of a bet. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I agree. I think this is if Roman Centurion pulled out, I'm out of the loop. I've been out of town for a few days. Didn't pay attention to anything but Keeneland. Let's be wide open here. I don't know how accurate this list is coming from Horse Racing Nation today. I mean, we took the screenshot here within the last couple hours, so this is the best we could have. But
yeah,
Concert Tour is clearly the dude in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Hosier, Baffert's sidekick to him. And they're sending him down to Arkansas, which tells me I don't know. You read into that however you want, but they Concert Tour is the clear favorite. Been a top 5 threat all year.
Yeah.
So hopefully comes out of here unscathed, does what he's supposed to do, and then we'll have a lot to talk about next week with Essential Quality and Concert Tour. Who I think you're gonna be hard pressed to find people who don't think that one of those two is gonna win.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
this is Concert Tour. That's it, in my mind.
Yeah, he's gonna be a 1-9 here.
Yep. And full disclosure, I think this previous week we had Essential Quality and Concert Tour 1 and 2. I'm sure there's a lot of people who still have Concert Tour 1 or 2, and putting Rock Your World number 2. I'm putting it out there a little bit, taking a little bit of a risk. I'm sure people can poke fun at that, but based on the speed figure, based on the finish he had. I think Rock Your World is working his way into that top 3. So
I
put
think
him
it
at
was a
number
little bit of a reach for you there, but I don't
I'm
think
sure
it's
it is.
that out of line either. I mean,
Yeah.
At the lowest, I'd have him as 4 or 5.
Anything else from El Hombre on the Arkansas Derby?
Yeah, I got one more thing, and it's the irrelevant metric. In this case, we're gonna go with get her number.
Okay.
Again, this was a horse we had highly rated earlier in the year.
He's on both our lists, right? Yeah.
I think way higher initially, maybe a top 10 on both of our lists.
Yeah, could have been.
But the way we're fitting this into the irrelevant metric this week is a lot of women, unfortunately, in the early 80s gave their number to a young, handsome businessman that had ties to the Republican Party and a lot of other respectable commissions around the country. His name was Theodore Bundy, also known as Ted Bundy. Look, a lot of unfortunate young ladies gave them her number as well. So that's all. I just wanted to tie that in, give you a chance to take all that in. Let's not forget Ted Bundy, who's clearly on the Mount Rushmore of serial killers. Anyway, that's it.
Wow.
Good luck to everybody betting on the Arkansas Derby this week.
Good luck to everybody that had to hear that.
All right. That's
all
it.
right. I think that's all for me.
That's it for everything.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Trust the Profits. Don't forget to hit subscribe.